Zion Williamson's world turned upside down, with a scandal that could literally end one of the most promising careers in NBA history. At this point, it's more than just another scandal, but a complete career meltdown happening in real time. The Pelicans are already talking about walking away from him completely. We're talking about allegations that go back to his Duke days, a pattern of behavior that's been building for years, and decisions that could cost him everything. On May 29th, a lawsuit was filed in Los Angeles Superior Court that sent the basketball world into complete chaos. Zion Williamson now faces accusations of personal misconduct and troubling behavior reportedly spanning multiple years. This isn't just gossip from unnamed sources. These are serious legal allegations backed by a 12-page comprehensive lawsuit that could have devastating consequences for his career. The lawsuit paints a deeply troubling picture of behavior that allegedly began during Zion's time at Duke University and continued through his early NBA career. We're talking about accusations spanning from 2018 to 2023, covering some of the most crucial years of Zion's development. The complaint brings 9 separate causes of action against Williamson. This isn't a simple he said, she said situation. This is a meticulously detailed complaint that could potentially shake every aspect of Zion's carefully constructed public image. The timing couldn't be worse for both Zion and the Pelicans organization. Zion was supposed to be the savior of the New Orleans Pelicans franchise. They didn't just sign him to a massive contract, they built their entire organizational philosophy around his unique talents. Every draft pick, every free agent signing, every coaching decision has been made with the assumption that Zion Williamson would be the centerpiece of their team for the next decade. The Pelicans have invested more than just money in Zion. They've invested their reputation, their future, and their credibility as an organization. They've endured years of injury-related setbacks, public criticism about his conditioning, and questions about his commitment to the game, all because they believed in his potential to transform their franchise. Zion signed a 5-year, $193 million extension in 2022, but he's only played 85 games out of 246 due to injuries. But this scandal represents something entirely different. Injury concerns and conditioning issues are manageable problems. Legal allegations of this magnitude create complications that no amount of basketball talent can overcome. The Pelicans now find themselves in the impossible position of having to evaluate whether their cornerstone player has become more of a liability than an asset. Front office executives who championed Zion are probably questioning every decision they've made. Coaches who designed their systems around Zion's skill set are wondering if they need to completely start over. Teammates who looked up to him as a leader are dealing with the uncomfortable reality that their star player might not be the person they thought he was. This scandal has left the Pelicans facing a decision no NBA organization wants to make. Reports are already circulating that the team could potentially waive Zion and avoid paying him $127 million over the final 3 years of his maximum contract extension. Zion's contract extension, signed in 2022, is one of the largest in the league, making the decision to move on from him incredibly costly. The Pelicans have been trying to establish themselves as a legitimate franchise in one of the NBA's smallest markets. They need star-level players to stay relevant, to sell tickets, and to attract other top-tier talent. Zion was supposed to be their ticket to respectability in the NBA hierarchy, their answer to LeBron James or Stephen Curry. Since drafting Zion in 2019, the Pelicans have heavily invested in him, making him the centerpiece of their team's strategy, which includes trading Drew Holiday to make space for his growth. Pelicans management is feeling the heat. Season ticket holders, sponsors, and even casual fans didn't just buy into the team, they bought into Zion. The whole basketball ecosystem in New Orleans was built around him. If the franchise cuts ties now, they're not just losing a star, they're tearing down a blueprint that took years to develop. What makes this latest scandal hit harder is how it fits, a little too cleanly, into a bigger pattern we've seen before. Zion's career hasn't just been rocky, it's been littered with red flags. The weight issues, they're persistent. The mystery injuries that pop up before key games, way too familiar. The off-court noise about his choices, his focus, his work ethic, it's only getting louder. It's starting to look less like bad luck and more like a player quietly dragging down his own rise. There have been questions about his training habits and whether he truly understands what it takes to maintain peak physical condition. The truth is, raw talent alone isn't enough in today's NBA. The league has evolved to the point where character, leadership, and off-court behavior are just as important as what you accomplish during games. Players like LeBron James, Steph Curry, and Giannis Antetokounmpo get it. They've crafted brands that go way beyond the hardwood because they understand the weight that comes with being the face of a global league. Zion, on the other hand, keeps making decisions that chip away at his own legacy. From showing up to training camp out of shape, to missing key games under a cloud of vague injuries, to now being hit with serious legal charges, there's a troubling pattern emerging, one that makes you wonder if he ever truly grasped what it takes to be that guy in today's NBA. This isn't just a Pelicans problem anymore. The ripple effect is league-wide. Teams that might have kicked the tires on a Zion trade suddenly dead silent. Whatever little trade value he had left just got body slammed. Between the injuries, the inconsistency, and now this lawsuit, his stock isn't just down, it might be toxic. Let's be real. Which GM wants to roll the dice on a guy who's barely available and dragging legal drama into the locker room? Every single front office is wired for one thing: risk management. And Zion just set off every alarm on the dashboard. This isn't just a Zion problem, it's an NBA problem now. The league spent years scrubbing its image, tightening policies, spotlighting social causes, cracking down on off-court scandals, and now one of its most hyped young stars is staring down allegations that could blow that progress to pieces. If this lawsuit sticks, the NBA is going to be under a microscope. Media pressure, sponsor pressure, fan pressure. They won't have the luxury of silence. They'll have to act fast and publicly. We could be looking at lengthy suspensions that would extend well beyond any potential criminal proceedings. From a business perspective, shoe deals, endorsement contracts, and all the lucrative opportunities that come with NBA stardom are now in serious jeopardy. This scandal could be a disaster for everyone involved. The question everyone in the basketball world is asking is whether Zion can possibly recover from this scandal. Is redemption still possible, or are we witnessing the beginning of the end for one of the most promising talents in recent NBA history? Even a comeback might not be enough. Let's say Zion clears his name completely. No charges, no trial, no fire. Even then, the stain might not wash off. Because in today's league, perception is currency. And once a player's name gets dragged through headlines like this, it sticks. There's a narrow redemption path, but it's steep and slippery. It's not just about proving innocence, it's about rebuilding trust with fans, teams, brands. And that's a longer game than most athletes ever win. In today's social media age, allegations can be as damaging as convictions. Even if Zion is cleared, many fans, sponsors, and teammates may never view him the same way. If there is any truth to these allegations, then Zion's career as a marketable NBA superstar is almost certainly over. Second chances come with a price. The NBA does give second chances, but only to players who own their mistakes, show real remorse, and prove they're in it for the long haul. Even then, allegations this serious often leave careers in ruins. Right now, the Pelicans are quietly weighing their options. Reports say no one on that roster is untouchable, not even their supposed franchise cornerstone. Zion's rise was supposed to be a classic comeback story, a generational talent rewriting the NBA narrative. Instead, we might be watching one of the most shocking career meltdowns in recent memory. This scandal isn't just about the lawsuit, it's the latest episode in a long pattern of choices that scream misunderstanding of what it really takes to make it at the top level. It's about wasted potential, poor decision-making, and the consequences of prioritizing short-term gratification over long-term success. Maybe Zion will clear his name and salvage his career, or maybe we're witnessing the final chapter of a career that could have been one of the NBA's greatest. The clock is ticking, and for Zion Williamson, everything is on the line.